Hey you, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is my final vlog here in Kochi. I still got, quite a bit of video clips left, which I was thinking of discarding, but then it's kind of heartbreaking for me, so I decided to compile them all and string them up as one final video. Let me take you to my first stop, and it's the Santa Cruz Cathedral Basilica. The foundation stone of the Santa Cruz Basilica was laid on the feast day of the invention of the Holy Cross, 2 years after Kochi became a colony of Portugal, and that was in the year of 1505 that this church started. So this basilica was named Santa Cruz, Cruz meaning the cross, because it was the feast day, as I've mentioned, of the invention of the Holy Cross. The interior of the Santa Cruz Basilica is very, very impressive as compared to the previous church which I visited, and that was the St. Francis Church. You are looking at the awe-inspiring main altar of the Basilica, which was decorated by renowned Italian painter Antonio Mosceni. It's amazing to be standing here. This Gothic-inspired cathedral is only one out of 8 functioning basilicas in India. There was a very sad period in its history, that was in 1668 when the Dutch took over Kochi, and they absolutely destroyed all the Catholic buildings in Kochi except for Santa Cruz and also St. Francis Church. However, the Dutch did not use this place as a place of worship. Instead of using this sacred cathedral for the purpose for which it was built, the Dutch turned this into an arms storehouse. The biggest blight in the history books of the Santa Cruz Cathedral wasn't during the time of the Dutch. Instead, it came in the year of 1795 when the Brits arrived on the shores of Kochi, and they totally demolished the original building of the Santa Cruz Cathedral. Fast forward many years, and a brand new cathedral was erected and eventually consecrated in the year of 1905 by Bishop Sebastião José Ferreira. If you plan to drop by and visit the Santa Cruz Basilica when you're in Kochi, do take note that every first Friday of the month is a day of adoration and no visitors are allowed. And after you're done visiting this cathedral, you may cross the road to this place which is called Mary's Kitchen. I've done a vlog here before on my YouTube channel. It's this one here, and it serves amazing home-cooked Kerala cuisine. Okay, thank me for the tip later after you've tasted Mary's Kitchen delicious fish policatu. Now, this building is very near to the beachfront, and I've been telling myself that I must step into this. The history of this building is very much intermingled with the building of the hotel which I'm staying in right now. Well, my hotel is the Old Courtyard. Let's walk into the Koder house, and together with the Old Courtyard, both the properties are now boutique hotels, and once upon a time they were both owned by Samuel Koder and his family. You are looking at the portrait of Samuel Koder, who was once upon a time one of the most prominent Jews in the state of Kerala. This building with a very striking exterior of brick red was formerly a Portuguese mansion in the 1800s, and in 1905 Samuel Koder bought it and renovated it, and he moved his family in. Later on, Samuel Koder bought another building which is very close by to the Koder house, and it is said that he wanted to turn that one into his family home. This other location which I'm referring to is now what is known as the Old Courtyard Hotel, and Samuel Koder didn't get to move into that one. He didn't get to turn this other location into his family home, and instead his sister Lily moved in. I just love these nostalgic black and white floor tiles and the sweeping staircases on both sides. Well, food wasn't on my mind when I stepped into the Koder house, and just a glass of Indian wine will make me a very happy bunny instead. That's right, there's a food and beverage outlet inside the Koder house, and it's called Plan B. And from the very little that I know of, Plan B is a food and beverage franchise which started off in Bangalore. The frontage of the Koder house facing the sea, it's kind of narrow, but I thought I'll spend some time sitting outside just to absorb the vibe of the whole place. And look at the windows, the amount of windows all facing the seafront. These lovely window glasses in the Koder house were all believed to have been imported from Belgium. You know what? I would give an eye and a tooth just to be able to own and actually live in a property like this one. The Koder house remained in the family for generations until it was sold by one of the grandchildren of Samuel Koder. And these days you can find the descendants of the Koder family across the globe in countries like England, Israel, and the United States. I have already checked out of my hotel, and I left my bags with the concierge of the Old Courtyard Hotel. I'll go back to retrieve my bags just before I head to the airport. And in the meantime, let's have one final foodie stop in Fort Kochi at this place. It's conveniently on the same road as my hotel, but this one is called the Forte Kochi Hotel, and inside you'll find this restaurant which is called the Jetty. I wish you can taste my tropical fruit smoothie here. It's a combination of mango, passion fruit, pineapple and coconut, all blended into a smooth and creamy texture. Looking around the Jetty restaurant, well, it looks as if that I'm the only diner here right now, but I've heard that this restaurant is actually pretty popular, and I reckon that most people in Fort Kochi come out for dinner at a much later hour. Looking at the time, it's barely 7 o'clock. Okay, my dinner has arrived, and topping up my plate with rice, and then I'm going to dip into my Kuttanadan prawn curry. The word Kuttanadan is borrowed from Kuttanad, which is a place in the region of Alipe known as the Rice Bowl of the state of Kerala. And farming below sea level is actually pretty common in Kuttanad. Now let's get back to my prawn curry. The basic ingredients of a Kuttanadan curry are black pepper and also coconut milk. One popular version of the Kuttanadan curry is the Kuttanadan duck curry, but I can't seem to find the duck version anywhere near me, and that's a real pity since I'm going home today. Here in the Jetty restaurant at the Forte Kochi Hotel, well, the Kuttanadan prawn curry is very creamy, it's very flavorful, and the prawns used, well, they are very fresh indeed. It is very much a fitting last meal for me in Fort Kochi. And wait a minute, I just want to try something different here. Let me place a camera at this angle, let's see. Oh, I don't think I like this angle at all. This is it, the end of my last video in Fort Kochi. And I'm going to do a spot of shopping, and this organic perfume shop recommended to me. I'm Gobble Guzzle, and I'll see you next in Kuala Lumpur. Until then, always be kind and spread the message of peace. Jumpa lagi. Bye-bye.